excited because our living room furniture finally arrived and we set it all up and it's all cohesive and just like exactly what I wanted it to be, and it feels so cozy in here. And I was able to decorate the tree with bows that kind of match that like tan color that we have and everything. And you guys should have seen what our house looked like when that delivery arrived. There were so many ginormous boxes. If I was a kid, I would have loved this, and I don't know if anyone else did this, but whenever you got like a really big delivery box in the mail, did you guys decorate it like a house and carve out windows and like stay inside of it and like play house, or was that just me? Because when I saw those big boxes, I was like, if only I was a kid. I mean, I probably still could have done that, but people would have looked at me really, really weird. And then I was decorating some shelves in here, and I put Winnie's box of ashes on the shelf beside a butterfly art piece, and she has a little plant on top of her. And so it feels like she's sort of just here with us, like she's a part of the living room, which sounds really strange, but also it's super comforting because as I'm sitting here, I could just look up and be like, there's my little Winnie girl. Oh, an update on the cat hair. If you didn't see my previous video, I have been like horribly allergic to the 4 cats that used to live in this house, and I got this HEPA filter vacuum, and guys, the amount of cat hair that was sucked up into this thing was crazy. I love when a vacuum has windows, like when it's clear and you can see like what's going into there, and it was crazy. Like in that video, that was the first 30 seconds of vacuuming. Like Ty had to keep going into the garage to empty out the cat hair. So I finally feel like my sinuses have cleared. I feel a little bit better now. I am ready for a story time. So I have a story time to tell you that I have literally been waiting so long to talk about. And the reason why I couldn't is because if I told you about what happened, you would probably have found out where we lived or the sort of area that we lived, because like it's pretty obvious. And so we had to live in our house for 5 years while all this stuff was going on. And I was like, how can I not tell my audience this? Like these stories are crazy. These are like the most insane things that are happening to us, and I have to stay quiet. Like it was driving my storytime brain absolutely insane. So now that we have moved, I don't think there's an issue in me talking about this. Obviously, don't go looking for the place that I'm gonna talk about, please, out of respect for them and out of respect for if you want me to keep telling you guys story times, because if things go wrong after I tell the story time, I'm not gonna want to tell them anymore. So come on guys, we gotta be on the same page, okay? Listen and then don't do anything crazy, okay? Promise? Okay, so we moved into our house back in 2020, and for some reason I didn't know that we were moving right next to a skydiving facility. And I'm not talking down the road. I'm not talking like a 5-minute drive from our house. I'm talking our house was here and the skydiving place was right here across the road, okay? We had a thin road in between us. This is us. This is a skydiving place, okay? So we had like a long strip for the plane to be driving down. Technically, it was like a little mini airport. And then it had this like building facility with the skydivers, with the skydiving training, where people would drive across Ontario to go skydiving. So it was like a pretty big like happening place. So when we moved there in 2020 and I saw that we were right there, I was like, oh no, is this gonna cause us problems? I thought maybe not at first, but spoiler alert, it definitely did. The first thing we noticed is that while everyone else was in lockdown for COVID, this place, this skydiving place, a lot of the trainers and skydivers there were young people. Like I'm gonna guess in between 20s and 30s, like probably mid 20s was like the top age for the skydivers there. So every single night they were having parties, and we were hearing like bottles being opened, people screaming, yelling, partying. The music would be thumping. Like I'd be sitting in our house and you just feel like boom, 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 boom. And I was like, oh my gosh, the skydivers are having yet another party in the middle of a lockdown. This wasn't just any regular time. This was in the middle of lockdown times, okay? Where we hadn't seen our family in months. We're like in the house afraid of getting sick. And the skydiving place is like thump, 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 thump. It was literally insane. So that was like our first impression of the skydivers. The next thing that happened is we would have some of these skydiving instructors drive up to our house, and Ty would be out like gardening or in the backyard or taking the dog for a pee or whatever. And they would drive up to our house and they would get out of the car and be like, have you seen a phone drop around here? Like, has a phone landed in your garden or on the grass somewhere? And Ty would be like, no, I haven't seen a phone. Sometimes they'd come and be like, have you seen my backpack drop around your house somewhere? And Ty would be like, no. And I started getting freaked out because I'm like, you're telling me they're dropping phones and backpacks and who knows what car keys from a plane going over our house? Do you guys know how dangerous that is? Like, have you heard of the thing where someone says, like, if you drop a penny off of like a building, it can kill someone? So you're telling me these skydivers are going over our house, dropping phones? So that was like my first worry, because I was like, are the dogs gonna be okay in the backyard? Like, are we gonna get hit in the head like going in the pool? What's gonna happen, right? And what's crazy is that we lived around farm animals, okay? There were farms around us. Like, are animals getting hit in the head? Like, I was like, this is really, really scary, right? Sometimes we would even be sitting like in our office doing work for the day, and we would hear a thud on the roof of our house. And I'd be like, was that someone's phone? Was that someone's car keys? Did someone drop their shoe? It was really, really scary because like, I don't want to have to like walk outside my house and be like, like preparing for something to fall on me. Like, Ty was always saying things like, when we went to cross the road, we were looking right, left, and up. So one day we had this really scary thing happen where we were sitting in our office working, and we each have like a window like in front of our desk to look outside. And Ty and I both see this large figure literally falling from the sky in front of us and landing in a ditch on the side of the road. And so we were like, oh my gosh, someone just fell out of the sky. Like, it was literally, it looked like a body falling from the sky in front of us, right in front of our house. Like, literally, we have our long driveway of our house, we have a road, and there's a ditch. And someone fell from the sky and fell into the ditch. And so Ty was like, oh my gosh, like, I have to run out and go see if they're okay. And like, we're panicking. I have my phone ready to call 911. And so he's like running down the road, and he's like jumping over the creek to get like through to see if this person's okay. And he's in mud, like up to his knees, like looking through grass, like trying to find the person that just fell from the sky. And he sees that it's a backpack wrapped up in a parachute that made it look like it was a person falling from the sky. And then this guy like pulls up in his car, it's one of the skydivers, and he's like, oh, sorry, did you find my backpack? And Ty's like, you scared me. I thought someone fell from the sky. And he was like, no, don't worry, man, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. Ty's like, no, it is. And like, Ty like stormed off upset because it really scared us. Like, this backpack was wrapped up in this large parachute, and it made it sort of like long, like a person. It was starting to get really frustrating living where we lived. So the story gets a little dark now, and definitely very serious. That's because someone actually ended up dying. It was one of these skydiving instructors, I believe. Their parachute didn't open when they jumped out of the plane, and they ended up falling from the sky, and they died. And it was actually in the cornfield right next to our house. Like, we could see all the police in the fields. They had everything like with caution tape, and it was literally our house and like the scene of the crime. You know what I mean? Like, where it all happened. And that was devastating because this whole time it had been phones and backpacks and shoes and little stuff like that, which was very annoying. And when we found out that this time it was an actual death, it was alarming and sad and scary, and it made us really question this skydiving place. Like, are they doing safe procedures there? Like, is everything to code? Like, what is going on? And what's awful is that it seemed like every single year since we lived in the house, there was a death. One time an influencer passed away, her parachute didn't open. There was just a number of deaths that were occurring literally in the field beside our house. It was awful. We had this other scary thing happen, and we actually have security cam footage of it. Ty and I were in our house one day. I was sitting in our dining room, and our dining room has a big window that looks onto our driveway. One day we see this large white van revving its engine up our driveway at full speed. It stops, and the doors of the van open, so the both side doors open, the sides of the van open, and like 6 or 7 men jump out of the van and start running around the side of our house. And we don't know who these people are. Ty was afraid it was like a smash and grab, which is when like people come and quickly break into your house and grab as many things as they can, hence why there would be so many people, hence why they'd be moving so quickly. And so Ty runs out of the front door and he's like, what are you guys doing? And like one guy stops running and explains to Ty that they lost someone, like another person fell out of the sky and they don't know where they are and they have to go find them. And Ty was like, listen, you can't just drive up to our house with a white van and have 8 guys jump out of it and start going around our house. Like, it scares us. We don't know who you are. We're afraid our house is getting broken into. We don't know whether we're supposed to call 911. And so the guy like explained everything to Ty and like, that's fine. But what should have happened is when they drove up, one guy should have come to knock on our door, tell us the situation before everyone starts storming around the side of our house. It was just really overwhelming. But actually what's interesting is that the last, I would say, year and a half of us living there, nothing really happened anymore. I don't know if they like got the message from Ty, like, stop dropping stuff on our house, be better when you're taking care of people in the air, and don't storm our driveway. And so the last year and a half, like, we didn't have any incidents, but it was still a crazy place to live directly beside. And obviously everything that I said is like our own experience. Like, we can't speak for the skydiving place. We technically don't know what is going on over there, right? We don't know if they've changed or done things differently to improve. They surely might have, but I mean, the deaths that we talked about have been in the news, so like those are just facts, right? So that's the story time that I have not been able to tell you. It's crazy, it's sad, it's devastating, and I really hope this place is learning their lesson and improving. But there is another story time I want to tell. I don't know if it's gonna be the next video or maybe like we'll take a little break and I'll do it 2 videos from now, but it's that we also live down the road from a cult. I know. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get going. I hope you found this to be interesting, and if anyone has ever had any similar experiences, please comment down below, because I've seen a bunch of TikToks of like people who live next to a hot air balloon place and how like the hot air balloon always lands in their backyard and like it drives them crazy. Like, why do these things happen? I need to know. Anyways, I hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!